Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I am doing my April TBR. The books that I'm reading this month are either continuations of series that I'm reading or were picked by friends, so I will not be using my TBR jar this month. The first book that I plan to read in April is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I have read the entirety of the Grishaverse, and from my understanding, this one is an adult dark academia. I haven't really read a lot of dark academia, so I don't know what to expect, but both Dasha and Robin requested that I read this because they want to know how I feel about it, and I really don't know what to expect. I've kind of heard mixed things about it, but hopefully I'll enjoy it. I don't know. After King of Scars and World of Wolves, I don't really have high hopes. She really let me down with those two, so we'll see. The next book on my list is A Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. This is the second book in the Reluctant Royal series. I am reading this book because Nicole from Who Picked This Book wants to know how I feel about it. Apparently it's an age gap romance, which is a trope that I said I did not like, and Nicole was nice enough to create an entire list of books that are age gap, including this one, which I didn't know, so we'll see how it goes. I did enjoy A Princess in Theory for the most part. Would have been a 5-star read if there wasn't the stupid lack of communication and lying to people, but what are you gonna do? I am nervous about reading this book though because Portia's the main character and I hated her in the first book, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna give it a try. Also, side note, is there an alternative to getting mass market paperback for these? Because I hate these. They're so small and the font's tiny. If there are other versions of this series, please let me know. The next book that I plan to read in April is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So I've literally never read any of her books. I have had this, I've probably had this book since at least 2016, which is when I graduated college. I don't remember if I got it before or after our graduation, but I'm buddy reading this with Dasha from Mythic Pages at the request of Robin from Robin Reads. So I don't know, man. I know she's an assassin. That's really all I know about it, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm going to care enough about this book to enjoy it, but I guess we'll find out. The next book on my list is The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is the second book in the Broken Earth trilogy. So I read the 5th season last month and I didn't dislike it, but I haven't read a lot of adult high fantasy, so I didn't really know what to expect. The second person narration didn't bother me at all, but the beginning was very, very slow and hard for me to get into, even though I know that it was for the sake of world building. So the ending of the 5th season left me with a lot of unanswered questions. So I'm excited to continue. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it. I feel like it's just kind of really dense and I'm struggling with it a little bit, but now that I kind of got a hang of it, I'm hoping that I can keep going and that I'll enjoy the rest of the series. The last book on my April TBR is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I really, 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 really enjoy the series. And not that I didn't expect to, but I don't read a lot of books that take place during wartime, I guess. And I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the Poppy War for that reason. So I'm excited to see how this ends. I have been very intentionally avoiding any reading vlogs of people reading the entire trilogy because I didn't want to know anything what was gonna happen. Although I have seen like clips of people crying, which makes me question what happens, but I kind of have an idea because there was a booktuber who, they didn't necessarily give a spoiler, they gave a prediction because it was before they actually read the book. But if that happens, like, I'm kind of gonna be mad because that's kind of been in the back of my head, so a little annoyed about that, but we'll see how it goes. So there were 2 books on my March TBR that I didn't get to, Homegoing and Darkness Is Mine. I was doing really well with my reading, but then in the last couple weeks of March, I was burned out and I couldn't. Like, I didn't want to do anything. I was tired. I was really sluggish. I had like a migraine for like 3 days. So I just didn't get to those. I will get to them eventually, but it's possible that I won't get to them this month either. I will incorporate them into a future TBR at some point. So those are all of the books that I plan to read in April. Let me know if you have read any of these and what you thought of them. No spoilers, of course. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.